What is up, everyone? My name is Chris Fanzon. You are listening to the Hidden Doors podcast, and today we're doing an article review, reviewing an article on Harvard Business Review. The article is called "Leaders Don't Have to Choose Between Compassion and Performance." And if you like what you hear, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bells to stay up to date on more podcasts, more videos like this coming down. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so we got an article that we're reviewing from the Harvard Business Review. Leaders don't have to choose between compassion and performance. And essentially, what this article boils down to is that, especially during these past 2 years, people have been drained, they've been tired, they've been overworked, they've been understaffed, and leaders are facing trouble with understanding how to balance both compassion and performance. On one hand, you may think compassion means, sacrificing a little bit of the performance side of things to give people some ease and so they don't go freaking crazy. Uh, and then the other side is, well, we need to perform. So I want to be compassionate, but we have we're down people. Our business is in trouble. We need performance and we need to improve. And this article goes on to help leaders with the balance of those two. And what they go on to say is that they're not necessarily mutually exclusive, but they work together. So there are one, two, three, four main points that this article talks about. One is you need the data to figure out what matters. Two, you need to prioritize, make time for compassion. Three is you need to set up a environment where you're fostering increased transparency. And four is you're collaborating. Both leaders and employees are collaborating. It's not a one, person uh, comes up with the panacea solution. It's a combination of people working together. So, we have the four solutions. First, figure out what matters by getting the damn data. Get that damn data is what they talk about. And they mentioned that tone deaf compassion is more dangerous and costly than no compassion at all, or trying to be. I guess if you don't have the right data, you're being compassionate in the wrong ways that people don't even feel is even sincere, and then you're better off at that point not saying anything. Um, that can cause a lot of resentment, and I felt that before, and sometimes I still do feel that, and that's not a good situation. Cause a lot of resentment. So, um, you need to understand your people. And, for example, there was a big misconception, I think, what this article goes on as an example, where leaders made the assumption that people had it good because if you're working from home, you had no commute and, you're living a cozy, easy, comfortable life because your commuting was taken out. But they didn't calculate or think that actually people were in harder positions. Maybe they had kids and they maybe weren't going to school and they had to balance work and taking care of a kid, or they were depressed about being essentially locked in their house all damn day, or any other of the tough things that people have dealt with, losing loved ones, friends, and family from the pandemic and anything else that's been causing a lot of uh, sadness, stress, uh, feeling overwhelmed. On top of all that, you're understaffed. Most companies were understaffed. So there was a misconception and they didn't have the right data. So it's very possible a lot of people felt tone deaf. And so a couple ways they say to balance this are surveys and town halls. Those are great for getting broader trends, but to really understand how one person feels or what one person is going through at a much more transparent level is to sit down with them, talk to them, have one-on-ones. You need to balance the time of getting broad data from your people, but then also have the time, you dedicate the time, and that takes a lot of time too, but dedicate the time to have one-on-ones with your people and just talk to them. It doesn't even have to be about only work tasks and work operations, but maybe it's sorry, I got the freaking hiccups right now. But maybe it's like just you know, getting to see how the person's doing. Just talk to the person on a human level. How are you doing? How are things going? What are the biggest challenges that you're facing right now? Um, how can I help you? What does support look like? Um, things like that. And that is to figure out the data. Figure out that damn data is what they say. Number two is prioritize time for compassion. So in this article, it says you need to put more time towards one-on-ones, meeting with people, and putting more time in for that stuff. But that takes a lot of time, so you need time for that compassion. And in order to do that, you need to spend less time on busy work. There was a statistic. I don't have it here, but it was like 30 or 40% of people's times is working on like reports. A lot of the stuff that people do is busy work, just work to work, working because you have to fill the 8 hours of work. That is not adding value to the company. And so senior leadership should empower line managers who know what's going on in the day to day, know what's value added to this organization and the organization that you work for, and give them the ability to prioritize so they can put the time into the most valuable work and free up the time to actually now put effort and put effort and time into building compassion and listening to the employees of the company. So that is number two, is make time for compassion. Stop doing those damn busy work. Number three is setup. So you need to increase transparency. And this is where it needs to be very clear that compassion and performance are not mutually exclusive. You can't sacrifice compassion because you're on performance and you're always focused on compassion, so you're going to sacrifice performance. Actually, what this article goes on to say is it's both. You cannot perform if you don't feel valued, if you don't feel good. If you just feel like crap all day, you're not going to perform at your best. And so basically, to perform our best, we need to make time for compassion. And that is how it needs to be communicated. But what this article is saying from senior leadership. Um, and the last part is collaboration. Collaboration, and this is co-creating solutions. This just means that it can't be a top-down approach, it can't be a bottom-up approach. It has to be a meet together. You both need to do things. So senior leadership needs to provide the support, the tools, the resources um, to employees, and employees need to take advantage of those and make sure that they are being proactive themselves on this stuff too. So an example is, as one executive puts it, we need a self-service buffet approach to support, one that provides employees with options and tools that they can use to help themselves. These actions range from offering small budgets for people to create in-house communities like book clubs and connecting employees to third-party wellness providers such as meditation apps, online yoga instruction, mental health professionals for themselves and their families. So it's a combination of providing those things, but the employees then have to take the opportunity to cut out non value added work, set time so they can meet with their manager, talk to them about how they're feeling, build compassion, and then take advantage of the resources that will make them feel better. It needs to be a two-way street. Employees can't drive the whole thing. Leadership can't drive the whole thing. And now those are the four things. Get data, prioritize, set up, and make sure that you're doing this in a collaborative effort. Okay, so that is the Harvard Business Review article. If you have any feedback, if you have any comments, add that to the comment section in the post. I would love to hear it. And if you like what you heard, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date on more podcasts coming down like this. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you next time.